Hello, Mr. President. I want to thank you for your interview today, sir.
You're more than welcome. I appreciate having
Well,
me
it's
here.
my honor and my pleasure, sir.
Have a seat. We were going to try to get, CNN wanted to do an interview with me, but I prefer you because I don't want any political twist, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
And that also goes with the other major companies out there with their political twist that they try to put out there. I trust you to tell it like it is.
Well, I will do my honest best, sir. And I hope you will enjoy this interview when it's over.
Okay, very good.
So, Mr. President, what are you planning on naming this country of yours?
Well, you know, I've given that a lot of thought. Since my last name is Scott, I think I'll call it Scotland.
Mr. President, there is already a Scotland, I hate to inform you.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, there is.
Oh, well, okay. How about Scottsville?
Sir, there's already a Scottsville also.
How about Moronica?
Veronica's been taken. So, Mr. President, is it formally all right for me to call you Mr. President?
Well, of course you could, but you know, I could have different titles, of course. I could be a president, I could be a king, could be a dictator. I've kind of studied taking it back to the beginning of civilization. The first civilization, the Sumerians, and you go back in time with the Egyptians and all of those people back there, they had these triads of things that they kind of dealt with. Sometimes they was religious icons or governmental things that they had up there going on there. So I'm kind of trying to base it not on a religious thing, but kind of in an idea going along with that, I think.
Well, Mr. President, do you think you're some kind of a god?
Do I look like Kim Jong to you?
Mr. President, can you tell us a little about your country?
Well, it's definitely the smallest country in the world. Population 1. We have our own laws. We also have our own flag. We also have our own army. We also have our own postal system. We also have our own road working system. Okay. And if things get really dangerous, we have our own SWAT team. We also have our own fire department. In case things get really bad too, I've thought this out. I have my own personal bunker system for my safety. We have our own bunker system with telecommunications and all the assistance for everything we need for a long siege. This will be like our Masada if it comes down to it. Mr. Mike, we also have an innovative agricultural system. We have completely revolutionized the agricultural system. And lastly, I will explain, we have our own personal banking system that works quite well. Today we're going to be giving a demonstration of our monetary value here in our little country. This is our little quote, Fort Knox. Check it out.
Wait, I thought it was supposed to be gold bricks.
Gold is far overrated. This, you can use it. Do you realize how many people have got killed over gold? These are building blocks for the future.
So, Mr. President, how are you going to pay these people that do all this work for you and for the country?
Well, it's simple. I went back to see examples in the past, like the pharaohs. They got these pyramids is still standing to this day. You know how they did it?
No, sir.
Free beer.
So, Mr. President, what are your border policies going to be like?
Well, I can tell you right now, we're not going to have illegal aliens coming into the country. If we have someone to come for a visit, that's fine, but they have to be checked out, make sure they're not any threat to anyone in our country here.
What if they commit a serious crime while in our country?
Well, if it's not something too serious, they got to go to timeout. If it's more of a serious crime or whatever they may do, caning works well in Singapore, let me tell you. And if they decide to do something even worse, they may have to go into permanent timeout.
Well, Mr. President, we want to thank you, the network, for this interview. It's been very enlightening, and I hope you do well on your new country.
Thank you, sir. You come visit us anytime.
Yes, sir.
It's been a pleasure.
Yes, sir.
Camera's off, right? Hey, Monica, could you get me a cigar and a beer? Meet me in the Oval Office in about 10?